lot of misconceptions about the Peekaboo boxing style, that it's only designed and effective for shorter fighters. I'm here to say that's not true, okay? Even though there is aspects of the Peekaboo head movement, like bobbing and weaving and slipping, that can be more effective for a shorter fighter if used correctly. But I'm going to give you 3 tips in this video that as a taller fighter wanting to use the Peekaboo boxing style that you can use and to make it more effective. Now let's begin. So the first tip you need to use as a taller fighter using Peekaboo is controlling the distance. You got to know where you're at in the fight. Because when I'm in front of my opponent, he's in his stance. Boxing has 3 different ranges, all right? So you got the outside range, the long range. Okay, that's why you can use my long extended punches. Then you got that midline range where I'm closer, I can hit with my hook line shots like my hooks and uppercuts. Then I got the clinch or that infighting where we're actually stuck together in on the inside. Whether I'm grabbing on, which is an attached clinch, or unattached clinch where I'm not grabbing any part of my opponent's body. Okay, usually one person's not grabbing while the other person is grabbing. But those are the 3 basic ranges in boxing, almost all of fighting. Outside, midline, and inside. Okay, so as a taller fighter, I want to control the distance. Okay, maybe a shorter fighter using Peekaboo is always using the jab and always trying to get close to my opponent. Okay, but as a taller fighter, I'm going to use my range, my reach a little bit more. And that starts with the jab and the cross. So I'm going to use that jab on the outside, use my reach. All right, I'm not stepping in as deep. Okay, because the closer I get to my opponent, the easier it is for him to counterpunch me. Okay, so the first tip is controlling the distance. All right, even if he's pressuring me, maybe I'm using footwork more in movement. Now, if he's throwing that jab, I still work my head movement on the outside. But I use my head movement more with my footwork. Okay, I'll use more or other forms of footwork like step arounds, pivots, glides, stepping off, circle step, all that outside footwork. So just to give you an example, controlling the range. All right, if I'm working my jab, he's working his jab, I'm just not moving in. I'm controlling, I'm holding the line, I'm staying on the outside. That's the first tip if you're a taller Peekaboo fighter. I'm still using the same head movements, okay? I can still use the same counter punches. Just because he throws a jab, if I'm shorter and I move in and I do a slip 2, okay, if I'm on the outside, maybe I don't have to step. He throws that jab, I got the reach. So I don't have to step in as much. That's tip number 1. Okay, the next 2 tips are most importantly used when the shorter fighter gets inside on you. Okay, because where the shorter fighter has the advantage is usually on the inside. So if he squats down, he's shorter than me, all right, because he's got shorter arms. If I'm tall, I usually got long arms. It's hard to generate power, okay? So this tip is when my opponent gets in on me, I'm going to turn my opponent. I'm going to turn him, okay, just by sidestepping. I'm going to turn him. I can also use a twist or a spring, okay, so I'll show you all 3 examples. So when my opponent comes this way more, let's say he gets in on me, he gets on here, all right, he gets low and he gets in. So squat down more, get low, here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn. Okay, it's simple. Once my opponent gets in on me, okay, I'm going to just turn. Okay, as the taller fighter, I'm going to turn. All right, so he gets on, maybe he comes to this side. He gets in on me, I'm just going to turn. So I just use my side step and just circle out. Okay, the second piece of footwork I can use on the inside when he gets in on me is I can twist. Okay, everybody knows the Peekaboo twist. Get to the side. Okay, cut the angle, get to the side, throw your counter punches. I can do it on this side. He gets in on me, I can twist and fire. Okay, then I can use a leg spring. He gets in on me, I can spring to the side, throw my counter punch. On the other side, he gets in on me, I can spring to the side, the body, head, here. Okay, so as a taller fighter, if he gets in, maybe I'm using my head movement and staying out, using my footwork. Let's say he bum rushes me, bob and weaves in. All right, I'm just going to turn. All right, I'm not going to stay there and let him get those shorter arms in on me. Now, I can turn it into a dogfight. A good example of a tall fighter fighting on the inside is Riddick Bowe versus Evander Holyfield. That's a beautiful example where Riddick Bowe beat him on the inside and being much taller. So just because I'm the taller fighter, never underestimate a taller fighter fighting on the inside, okay? So the second tip, if he gets in on me, I'm just gonna turn, okay? Turn and then get out. So give me an example how I get out. He gets in on me, I'm gonna turn and then I'm back out. I'm back on the outside. The third tip is, remember, when he gets in on me, the shorter fighter, he gets in on me as I'm gonna lay on him. I'm gonna use leverage with my upper body, okay? Lennox Lewis was really good at laying on his opponents because usually he was taller than his opponents. So if he gets in on me on the side, I'm just gonna lay on him. I'm gonna smother him with my weight. I'm gonna stay upright and just lay on him. And if he gets too low, I'll just lay on him. And then I can use the second tip and then turn out. So I'm using my height as an advantage, and I'm going to use my upper body to lay on my opponent, okay? Remember, this is stuff that you add in your peekaboo game. Just because, so getting a stance, just because I'm taller than him doesn't mean I can't jab, work my head movement, and get in. Because of what I do is I squat down. I do a knee bend. When I get on the inside, I go down. A lot of times I'll get my head under his chin, just because I'm tall. Okay, it's definitely practical. I do it all the time in sparring against shorter people. Okay, so it's almost like this is a Mythbusters episode. So just to give you a quick review, the first tip as a tall fighter using peekaboo is to control the distance, manage the distance. Keep your opponent on the outside. Use more footwork. Okay, use more footwork. There's videos of Tyson out there sparring when he's like boxing on the outside, bouncing around, boxing on the outside. That's a perfect example of using peekaboo on the outside. Okay, remember, peekaboo is a set of concepts. You know, you're moving the head movement, punching and then moving. When you get in on your opponent, let your hands go, punching with bad intention. Then get to the side to hit your opponent where he can't hit you. Okay? It doesn't mean that it's only for the short fighter. So the first thing I want to do is control the distance. All right? The second tip is he gets in on me, I'm just going to turn the corner. I'm not going to stay there. All right? Because when I start turning, what he's going to start doing is grabbing me. Okay? And then the third one is he gets in on me, I'm just going to lay on him. Okay? I'm going to put my weight on him and I'm going to lay on him. If he gets under me, I'm just going to lay him, push him down. You might get called by the ref, but it's going to wear him down. It's going to break his legs down and he's going to be tired. That is it. That's 3 tips for taller fighters you can use while training the peekaboo style. If you guys learned something from this video, please hit the like button. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel.